Harry Potter, the books, the movies, the legacy. How the Harry Potter series has changed the world. Almost everyone has heard of the famous series, so we all know at least the titles, the characters' names, and the 8 movies that were produced. But not many people know anything about how the author started out. So let's start with a little background information. Joanne Rowling was born in a town called Yate in South Gloucestershire, England on July 31st, 1965. She noted that before her breakthrough book, she thought she was a failure. As she wrote the first installment in her famous series, she was living on Social Security as a single mother. But she was about to turn her life around by finishing her first manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 1995. By June of 1997, Bloomsbury, a publishing company, had published it. In less than 5 years, she went from desperate and divorced to a billionaire. She is the epitome of the rags to riches story. Now that we know the who, we can move on to the what, a little synopsis of what the books are really all about. Harry Potter is a fictional character whose parents were killed by a dark wizard named Voldemort. The then 1-year-old boy survived the attack with only a small, lightning bolt-shaped scar on his forehead, but was forced to live with his muggle, non-magical people, aunt, uncle, and cousin who don't tell him anything about his past.
Justice.
On his 11th birthday, he receives an acceptance letter to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
There, he meets his 2 best friends, Hermione Granger and Ronald Weasley, matures into a young wizard, and defeats he who must not be named again, and this time for good. Now that we've gone over the background information, let's continue with the stats. J.K. Rowling has written, of course, the 7 Harry Potter books and the accompanying 3 books, The Tales of Beedle the Bard, Quidditch Through the Ages, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But do you know how popular the life story of undesirable number 1 really is? In total, she has sold over 450 million copies of these books, taking the number 1 spot for best-selling series. Millions of people loved the books from the moment they picked up Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That's just the written end of it. The movies made quite a lot of commotion as well. In total, it cost $1,155 million to make all 8 of the films. And that seems like a lot of money, right? Wrong compared to the almost $8,270 million they made. There's really no comparison. Next, we can go over the enormous fan base the Harry Potter franchise has built up. There are many different types of fans out there. Some fans enough to write their own stories containing the characters, and others go so far as to produce and perform full musicals based on their favorite series. The first level of the basic fandom is, of course, regular fans who have either read the books, seen the movies, or both. But some serious fans feel so connected to the stories that they take J.K. Rowling's original characters and write their own stories on a website called fanfiction.com. Next, we move on to the slightly stronger fans, such as semi-famous YouTuber Tobuscus, who took the trailer to the last movie and wrote his own lyrics describing it.
Bad guy at a safe distance. Second helicopter introductory nature shot. Bad guy at an uncomfortably close distance. Turn careful, Harry. He doesn't have a nose. Harry needs some sleep. And he needs a nose. And he needs some sleep. And some new glasses.
and he needs a manicure.
There are also fans like HeShe.com, which stands for How It Should Have Ended, who rewrite what they thought the end of the movies should have been, which has been viewed by almost 7 million people.
That time turner's fantastic, Hermione. You should keep it forever.
All right.
No, really, it's too valuable. You have to promise to keep it.
Okay, I promise.
Hermione, something might conveniently destroy all the time turners, making that the last one. You've got to keep it.
I promise I won't get rid of it!
What the bloody hell are you two
Finally,
talking about?
there are hardcore fans such as a theater group called Team Star Kid, who wrote musicals of the books complete with original music, lyrics, and a script called A Harry Potter Musical and a Harry Potter Sequel.
Of my cousin, my uncle, and my aunt. I can't believe how cruel they are, and it stings my lightning scar to know they'll never, ever give me what I want. I know I don't deserve these stupid rules made by the Dursleys here on Privet Drive. I can't take all of these muggles, but despite all of my struggles, I'm still alive. I'm sick of summer and this waiting around. Man, it's September and I'm skipping this town. Hey, it's no mystery, there's nothing here for me now. I gotta get back to Hogwarts. Gotta get back to school. I gotta get myself to Hogwarts. Everybody knows I'm...
Fan-made parodies are just as much a part of the franchise as the stories and movies themselves. In addition to the relatively well-known and used sites such as YouTube and fanfiction, many wizards and muggles alike have begged Ms. Rowling to set up a site for ordinary people to practice magic. There has been a comparatively new site put up called Pottermore.com.
I'm thrilled to say that I am now in a position to give you something unique. An online reading experience unlike any other. It's called Pottermore. It's the same story with a few crucial additions. The most important one is you. Just as the experience of reading requires that the imaginations of the author and reader work together to create the story, so Pottermore will be built, in part, by you, the reader. The digital generation will be able to enjoy a safe, unique online reading experience built around the Harry Potter books. Pottermore will be the place where fans of any age can share, participate in, and rediscover the story.
Pottermore is a virtual world where Hogwarts can be seen and experienced by muggles. There, you sign up, acquire a username, and virtually read through the books. As in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, you and Harry both get your effects in Wand in Chapter 5, and get sorted in Chapter 7. After that, you may choose to continue reading on, practice or make potions, or practice spells and then duel other Pottermore members from different houses. As in the books, there is a house cup, and at the end of the year, the house with the most points wins. It's a perfect escape for any fan who hasn't received their acceptance letter to Hogwarts just yet. Millions of people have read the series, and even more have seen the movies. Children who grew up from 1997 to 2011 have become the Harry Potter generation, which we are all a part of. After learning all the facts, no one can argue that this series hasn't changed the lives of many people around the world, with or without magic. No one can deny the impact the little boy left on the doorstep of Privet Drive has made on the American culture and other cultures around the world. The boy who lived, his amazing friends, and his final battle has changed a group of kids into a generation of wizards.
There once was a boy named Harry, destined to be a star. His parents were killed by Voldemort, who gave him a lightning scar. Yo, Harry, you a wizard. Harry goes to Hogwarts, he meets Ron and Hermione. McGonagall requires he play for Gryffindor. Draco is his daddy's boy, Quirrell becomes unemployed. The Sorcerer's Son is destroyed by Dumbledore. Ron breaks his wand, now Jenny's gone, and Harry's in mortal danger. Tom Riddle hides his snake inside his ginormous secret chamber. Harry blows up and Marge. The Dementors come and take charge. Lupin is a wolf, the rat's a man, and now the prisoner is at large. They use time travel so they can save the prisoner of Azkaban, who just so happens to be Harry's godfather. I don't really get it either. Harry gets put in the Triwizard Tournament with dragons and mermaids, oh no, and Corcoran gets slayed. He's back. Harry, it's getting scary. Voldemort's bad, you're a revolutionary. Harry, Dumbledore, why is he ignoring your constant attempts to contact him? He is forced to leave the school. Umbridge rides, Draco's a fool. Kids break into the Ministry. Sirius Black is dead as can be. Oh, split your soul. 7 parts of a whole. They're Horcruxes. It's Dumbledore's end. There once was a boy named Harry who constantly conquered death. But in one final duel between good and bad, he may take his final